Morse code, as it is today, is not even 100 years old. But the idea of communicating by long and short things is as old as 1836, when the first electrical telegraph was invented. The people who developed it were Alfred Vail, Joseph Henry, and an American portrait painter by the name of Samuel Finley Breese Morse. So what is it? Some people call it an alphabet. It's a code that translates a normal symbol, like a letter, a digit, or a punctuation mark, into a combination of short signals, longer signals, and pauses. Why was it invented? Well, at the time, electricity and radio waves were not mastered very well. The best people could do was to turn them on and off. So they had to come up with a way to use just that, the presence or absence of electricity over time, in order to send messages to each other. So you understand why everything in Morse code is made of three things: dots, dashes, and pauses. A dot is short, a dash is longer. There are special rules about exactly how long they all have to be, as you can see in the image, but more on that later. Because humans ourselves don't really like electricity, and we can't feel radio waves either, we prefer to use Morse code by converting it to sound. A dot is a short sound. A dash would be a longer sound. But you can talk in Morse just as easily with light, or simply by touching someone's hand, for example. This doesn't work well over large distances, but it does make for voiceless or even soundless communication, which is interesting in and of itself. Anyway, coming back to sounds, here's an operator transmitting Morse in action. We'll talk more about how it works a little later, but for now I'll just say a few words about myself. My name is Alex Deva, and I started learning Morse when I was 7 years old. Now I have to say that I hated it at first, but it grew on me quickly, and even today it's one of my passions. My reason for learning Morse was to compete. You may have not even known that there are international Morse competitions, probably even in your own neighborhood. But there are, and I used to compete for years. So that was my motivation. What would yours be then? Let's talk about that in the next video.